Hi, Cleveland. How are you doing? It's a weird time right now, and the greatest thing about Cleveland and growing up in Cleveland, and we all know how Clevelanders are. We rally behind people when people need us, and right now the food bank needs us more than ever. Uh, I know not everybody could give. Everyone's having a little bit of a tough time right now. But remember, a dollar feeds four people with the food bank. And the face of hunger, you never really know what it looks like. And right now, the food bank needs our help. So I'm going to show you guys just a little breakfast for dinner. So I'm going to make a puffy omelet with halushki flavorings. So we have ham and onions there. Here I have egg whites, 3 egg whites that I whipped. I'm going to pour in the 3 egg yolks. We're going to grate a little bit of cheddar on there. And this is super easy. Breakfast for dinner is always fun. And the great thing about this is it comes in at under a dollar. And you could feed 2 people with it, 3 people with it. You could make a little salad, 4 people with it. So we're going to fold our whites into our yolks. I'm going to turn my heat on. Just a little bit of butter in the pan. You guys know me well enough by now. I'm not a health coach. But I have been eating a little bit better. I've been eating a little healthier these days. But you just want to keep folding that in until the yolks and the whites are mixed. Don't go crazy, or else it'll all fall. And I have my oven set at about 400 degrees. So we're going to roll the butter all the way around the pan. Got our onions, our ham. You could do bacon in here too. Normally you'd put some cabbage and halushki and noodles, but we're going to serve it on top of an egg, and I'm going to use a little bit of Cleveland kraut because we know how much we love that, and we love our sauerkraut in Cleveland. The eggs go in the pan. Spread them around a little bit, and then we're going to just like we're making an omelet, we're going to let that sit and brown. I'm going to take a little bit of my kraut, give this a shake. And I mean so for me, you know, when times are a little strange and crazy for me, I'm lucky enough that I saw my grandfather, my pap, he's 102 years old. So, halushki and all those kind of things are the things that I grew up for, and they're my comfort food. And so in the oven now, see that's starting to set up, and go right in the oven. And I think when times are tough like this, doing meals that kind of bring you to childhood or bring you to a comforting place, or like my grandfather grew up in the Depression. He's been, as a Purple Heart, he's been through it all. So the advice that he gave me, I'm like, gosh, he goes, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. Don't worry, we're going to get through it. People love each other, and when people love each other, you get through these kind of things. And I think if there's ever a silver lining when things like this happen, it's reminding us to be a little bit more tolerant of each other, to listen a little harder, to give when you can. I know we've been kind of cooking every day here, and with friends of ours, we've set it up so we drop off some food when they need food. They'll drop off some sweets because I don't like to bake. So it's a little give and take that you could do with your neighbor. Leave it on their doorstep. If you know people are near you, or neighbors that you have that might be struggling for that next meal, and you have a little bit of extra, you remind yourself to give a little bit of extra during time like these. So in our life, which is so crazy and busy all the time, sometimes to be reminded of those things really help. All right, so our puffy omelet is almost ready. Our halushki's there. I'm going to put a little bit of that smoked paprika on top. Give it a stir. And in 45 seconds, we're going to be eating. It's taking too long. but you guys, this is one. I want to thank the Cavs for all they do. Dan Gilbert, Kevin Love stepping up before really anybody else in all of pro sports, taking care of the people that work at the arena. It just says so much for that organization and so much about what Cleveland is about and Clevelanders are about, but really people are about around the country. All right. All right, so look at that. So puffed right up. I'm going to take my spatula. Oh, broke my spatula. I'm going to take my spatula, run it around the edge there. I'm going to lay that down on the plate. Now we take our halushki filling. I'm going to drop that down on one side. And we fold this over, and we got a puffy omelet and breakfast for dinner right there. A little more cheese on top. And there you go. That is under $1. Could feed a bunch. And maybe one of the prettier omelets you're ever going to see. Look how puffy. It's as big as my big head.
Oh, Michael, we love it. And you're taking our breakfasts and our dinners to the next level. And just wanted to ask you, a lot of people out there just kind of want to know when this is going to end. We don't have the answer, but, food is a love language, and you're helping folks out the best you can.
Yeah, we're doing everything we can. I'm doing a nightly, I'm cooking every night at 5 o'clock on Food Network Kitchen Facebook page and on my Instagram page to show people how to use stuff in your pantry, get a meal on the table for, very little money with tons of substitutions, whatever you have. And it's a weird time through kind of all the bad things that's happened in my life and long before my life. We always had cafes and bars and restaurants and things like that to go to. And so those things are closed now, and we're gathering around our kitchen tables at home again. So, I'm trying to show people how to get a nice, hot, inexpensive meal on the table for their family that they could kind of break bread.